What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another legendary item guide for you, and today we're taking a look at one of the easiest bosses to access early on in the Fade Fields, but you do have to have already done some of the Terminus range in order to access this. So since this enemy is located in Fade Fields, I wanted to show it in the early videos, but again, keep in mind you do have to do something in Terminus range in order to access this. So if you're worried about spoilers, proceed at your own risk. So we are currently located at Zadra's backup plan. This is Zadra's headquarters, and what we're going to do is we're going to head here to this abandoned auger mine. Now it looks like you're going to have to go somewhere to get there, but actually what you do is you just go out the back door of her place, and instead of going all the way out the back of the cave, we're just going to go over here through this cave and you'll see the abandoned auger mine. Now if you haven't done the stuff in Terminus range, this will be red, meaning that you can't go through, but once you've done the Terminus range stuff, you can go right on through. And let's head on over to the boss and I'll show you what they drop. Now I guess I should point out a couple things about the journey over to the boss, because it is not just a straightforward path. This is one of the more complicated of the auger mine bosses that you will encounter in terms of how to get to them. So first of all, you are going to have to do some jumping, some climbing, some gliding, and some just general like problem solving. So the first one that you have to do is pretty simple. You're just obviously going to jump off here, glide, and then land over on this ledge, and then that's where things really take a turn. So here you're going to jump, oops, and climb on this wall, and then there's going to be a lot of crats flying around out here, so watch out for them. They will try and bump you into this goo down here, and this goo down here will wreck you really quickly. All right, so once you get to this area, this is where things are going to get complicated. Now it took me way too long to admit that I was stupid and was doing this part all wrong. I'd been going all the way around here, jumping on this ledge and trying to find a way to get up onto that platform, when in actuality all I needed to do was find the grapple spot up here, which is right there. And then when you grab that, you are going to have to glide over this way. Make sure you don't glide too far and end up over there. And then finally, the last bit is once again another wall to hold on to. And then you're going to jump off and float over to this ledge. From there, it's pretty straightforward. So I'll see you at the boss. All right, and here we are at the boss spawning area. Make sure you get your ammo. And check for firmware. You know what? Check for firmware while you're here. You don't have to fight this boss with ultimate levels turned on. You gain nothing from fighting this boss with ultimate levels turned on. Matter of fact, you can see that I'm holding a shiny version of this gun in my right hand. I got that while I had no ultimate on, just as an FYI. All right, so as you can see, we killed the Backhive. Weak to fire damage. I didn't use fire damage, but you get the idea. The respawn portal's back here. Make sure you grab the red chest if you need loot, and head back through there, and that's how you start your farm. All right, up first is the triple bypass. This is arguably one of the best, if not the best, rep kit in the game, just for overall survivability. The gold text in this one says heart pump. This rep kit has 3 charges and has a 30% chance to replenish a charge on kill, and if you're doing a lot of mobbing, that means that you're almost always going to have a charge on hand. Now this thing will restore 3,925 health, and then over the next 10 seconds another 3,925 health. There is a recharge time of 21 seconds, a cooldown of 21 seconds. Red text says not today, and I'm guessing that's a reference to, what do we say, to death, not today, but I could be wrong, and if you guys have a better idea of what that's a reference to, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, so you can see that you should not have issues with running out of rep kits. Now I will say, when you farm for this, you're probably going to want to get one that gives you some sort of perk that on use you'll get some other bonus. Like for example, in this one I have an elemental affinity, so by using it I have 7 seconds of bonus elemental damage dealt. On this one, by using it, I have 100% action skill cooldown rate for 15 seconds. So just be on the lookout for like some better perks than what I've got on mine. Up next is the Cindershelly shield. Whoa, that's a tongue twister. The gold text on this one says glass. When damaged, grants a stack of resolve that reduces damage taken by 2% per stack, up to 25 stacks. When the energy shield breaks, release a nova that deals 7,436 damage, with each stack of resolve increasing the damage by 20%. Now I tested this on stream and the results went about like this. When the energy shield breaks, release a nova. Yo, that could be interesting. Don't use it. I mean, just for that I have to put it on. Okay, so I'm gonna let him break my shield, I want to see what this Nova does. Not much. The answer was not much. Yeah, I'm not feeling the love with this shield, I'll be honest with you guys. Here's the base stats on this one. Capacity 17,973, one of the higher capacity shields that I've seen so far. Regen rate 1941 per second, and the regen delay is 3.1. The one that I got is cryo, so it gives me the 15% cryo resistance. And this one has vagabond and reflect, which, you know, you'll definitely get different perks on yours. The red text says skip to the end. Now, the best that I could find for the red text is a song by the Futureheads called Skip to the End, but I don't know. I'm not convinced that that's the reference. However, if you guys think that you know, leave a comment down below as well. So I'm going to say I don't like this shield. It might be somewhat useful at some point. So as you saw in the clip, I was able to just like tickle my own shield by shooting my own feet and get myself up to 25 stacks really quick. All right, so as you can see, we're sitting at 25 stacks right now, and we're going to let them break my shield so that it hits that Nova. Yeah, did you guys notice how good the Nova was? Yeah, me either. All right, so now they've hit me for the 25 stacks, but as you can see, that doesn't feel like it's helping a whole lot. As you can see, I still have my health go down pretty fast there, so I don't know, man. I don't feel like this shield is really worth the effort and the time and the setup just so that you have allegedly 50% damage reduction that doesn't even feel like it's damage reduction. Like, if we let these bosses whoop up on us, I'm sure it's gonna be bad. Yeah, as you see, boom, just like that, we were down to almost death. It's crazy, dude. There's no chance this shield's supposed to be this bad. It just does not feel like a good shield at all. And then our final item from the Backhive is the stopgap. That's right, this thing's back, but not as a shield this time. This time it is a sniper rifle. Gold text says, reconfigure. When firing, fire rate decreases down to 20%, but your damage will increase to 750%. Yeah, that's not a typo. That's crazy. It does have a crit damage multiplier since it's a sniper, 50%. Base damage is 1,137, accuracy 88%, 3.2 second reload. Fire rate is 5.3 shots per second, and the ammo is 20 on this one. The red text says, do better, try harder. And you can see that this one is radiation, but since this is a Vladoff, it can spawn in any of the elements or also be non-elemental. In terms of the skin, this thing looks really nice. And in terms of the rolls that I got them on, I got full auto, and I've got underbarrel shotgun, which you can see shoots out several shots, and I actually get fairly decent amount of shots out of that. So let's reload our ammo and go back in there and test this thing out. Now, one thing that makes snipers so good in this game is that you don't have to aim down sights that much. You actually are fairly accurate while hip firing in this game, so you can use this thing without scoping in. You can also use it as a sniper, obviously, and you can see that 750% damage is no joke. We're basically one tapping everything with this thing, even when we're not hitting crits. And I'm just holding down the trigger in case somebody comes into frame. I kind of want to hit some body shots just to show off the 750. Yeah, I hit that guy. Yeah, a couple body shots on that dude. Yeah, you can see this gun is very strong. Let's use this versus the bosses though. Yeah, you can see that's doing crazy damage. Of course, if I'm scoped in, I'm putting myself at risk, and it gets to that 750 really quick. So even if you lose the 750 bonus for a moment, you'll get it back fairly fast. And you can see that chunks old Hank, the welder here. Pretty nice, man, pretty nice. All right, so we hit him with a crit knife, so every shot counts as a crit, and then plus the 750 is like ridiculous, honestly. So every shot's a crit now, boom. Every shot's a crit now, so even if I don't hit headshots, this guy's gonna be hurting. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good sniper. Will it replace like a Jacob sniper for me? I don't know. I just generally prefer how Jacob snipers feel, so I can't imagine like doing too much with Vladoff. However, if you get yourself a Vladoff enhancement, which, hey, fingers crossed, Torg. Ah, well, Torg's cool too. My first Torg enhancement. But yeah, if you can find yourself a Vladoff enhancement, you can probably do some pretty crazy stuff with this, I would say. So yeah, get yourself the stock stopgap, definitely get yourself the triple bypass. Definitely avoid the Cindershelly. But guys, as always, I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, tap the bell icon for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.